G'day guys and welcome to Iron Empire. Those of you who are familiar with the channel will know that my part-time daily is a 77 F100. The long-term plan for that truck was always going to be turn it into the perfect daily. That meant steering upgrades, suspension upgrades, engine upgrades, and a whole lot more. The list goes on, but in recent times I've done a lot of thinking and I've thought that it's time that maybe I need to consider other options. Given that my current truck is a 77 model XLT, it's got a lot of goodies, but it does need a lot of work. It's got a truck 4-speed, it's only a 302, and it is a bit worn out. So for daily use, it was going to require a fair bit of work. Recently, there was a listing advertised on an auction site for a Ford Bronco. It had a 4-cylinder diesel, which was a rare option, but it only had a little bit of accident damage, and it could have made a really nice daily with a little bit of work. Here's what happened.
Away 637, the Bronco. Oh, have a good look here, guys. Gather round. Have a look here, 83 model Bronco.
Stop making a fuss of it, you prick.
An example of one item, I say. It is the diesel, manual, 75,000 Ks showing, guys, the 83 Bronco. A little bit of a classic here. Jump on board. What do you say? You call it down there's a 5 to go. 5,000. Pay a bit now, pay a bit now. 5,000 got a bid. 5,000 now. Quarter.
No, wait, just wait.
6, quarter.
Oh, shit.
750. Get amongst it. 7, 250. 75.
Oh,
750.
that's gone.
7750. 8,000. 8 and a quarter. 8250. 8250. But if you down to be now 85. 8750.
Oh, that's way. We're going to stop at 7. We were dreaming. Oh no.
9750. But if you down to be now 10,000 a quarter. Won't be one next week. 10,250. 10,250. 10,050. But if you down to be now 10 and 5. 10 and 5 I got. 10,750 now. 2,950 bid. 2,950 but if you down to be now 2,950 and the hammer's up. 2,9. 2,9 now. 2,900 to be now 2,9 but if you be now you're done. Finished. To the wide, 39.
Boo! That went to double what we were going to spend. So it was back to the drawing board. Checking Gumtree and Marketplace daily, I ended up with this. So we got a 1988 F150 custom running a 351 Windsor, a 5-speed manual transmission, and it's got power steering. It's got a nice clapped out 80s interior, as you'd expect. XF steering wheel, which was standard on these trucks. Good thing about it, comes with a tacho from standard. All the gauges work on this truck. The sweet stereo install works a treat. 5-speed shifts really nicely, and the seat looks plush. It's got your lovely 80s EFI with the monstrous air intake running to an aftermarket gas setup. The other truck I have was also running on gas. The petrol didn't actually even work on that thing, but it does make it much more efficient for daily use. This does have your typical rust in the firewall, like a lot of these trucks had, but overall the cab and the body is actually really, really clean. One other thing that this truck has got is aftermarket extractors on it and an exhaust system, so it does sound really nice. And aside from that, it is all pretty much a stock thing. Rear bars gone missing over the years. I might just do a roll pan on that and leave it bare. And the ride height, we might do something with that. But before we get stuck into any of that, I'm going to throw the GoPro mounted on this 3-footed monster on the side of the truck, and we go for a spin. All right, so the truck drives pretty nice considering its age. It's an 88 model, so it's getting on now. But with the 5-speed, it is so much nicer than that big heavy truck box that's in my 77 model. These shift awesomely. It's a 351, so it's got plenty of power. Considering that it's only rated at just over 200 horsepower, it actually goes really well. I was quite surprised. I better put my seatbelt on. So this particular truck has no heaters working at the moment, and it doesn't have air conditioning. So I'm currently in the process of looking at different options to get all that happening. And I would like to change it to an automatic just for ease of driving on a daily basis. All right, so first purchase for the F truck, and it is a set of wheels. I checked out tons of different wheels on the market. I wanted to do something sort of basic and old school to suit the truck. Didn't want to do anything too leery, and I pretty much settled on a set of dynamic steel wheels. Here they are. So they're a D-hole from Dynamic. They're just a basic steel wheel, and these things are super cheap. I got hooked up by Nick at Tarzia Tires. He deals with a lot of this stuff and a lot of other cool brands. And some quality wheels. So if you are in SA or even not, check out the online store. I'm pretty sure he's got all of his stuff online and does a lot of nice wheels. He set me up with these. We worked out the best size for the truck. I've gone with a 16x8 so I can regain my guard clearance, and this is going to go with something around a 33-inch tall tire. Now these wheels generally are around the $100 mark, so they are dirt cheap. And to me, I think they look pretty cool. They sort of remind me of an old sort of Kragar style sort of steel wheel. But I'm not going to leave them alone. You'll have to stay tuned to see what happens with these wheels, and they will be going on the car not in any time soon. I've got to get the wheels painted up, and then I've got to organise the tyres. If you are in the hunt for a set of new wheels or tyres and are in SA, yeah, definitely check out Tarzia Tires. I'll send the link in the description below so you can check them out. But for now, we'll start getting these things ready. All right, so now to get stuck into these wheels, we're going to rub these things back from a factory finish. I'm not sure if they're painted or powder coated, but either way, I'm going to hit this thing with a 600 foam back, a combination of that and a red scouring pad to get this thing all nice and matted off. And then we're going to choose the color. It was a toss up between gloss black or a different color. But stick around to see what color we go with. But before we get to that, I want to show you one more trick that I want to do with these wheels. Okay, so after I finish matting these wheels off ready for paint, I'm going to be running a nice smooth bead of seam sealer around the gap to give it a nice flush look. I'm doing this while the rims are brand new to eliminate any crap getting down there, because that's always super hard to keep clean down the track, and that's always where rims tend to rust. And plus I think it's going to give it a nice smooth look. So once I finish matting all these off, running that bead, I'm going to put them in the booth and start picking a colour. Okay, so we just done a quick video on the truck that Jake is now working on, and we decided to redo it because it was awkward and we were standing there like idiots. Basically, what's happened when I rocked up with my truck the first time, for Jake, it was love at first sight. He wanted the truck to the point where he went out and bought this thing. Anyway, this is Jake's 77 F100. He bought this after seeing my truck. He fell in love with it instantly and wanted his own. So I tried to talk him out of it, but he did it anyway. So now that I've got the F150, Jake wants mine. So that means he's gonna now flip this thing. This thing is a bit of a roughie. It's like a lot of F100s, the cab is quite rusty. The body, actually the tub's actually not too bad, and the front guards and that sort of stuff are pretty good. It's running a 351, a C6, and obviously a 9-inch, and it's just an old beater. But basically, the old repairs that have been done on this truck, Jake's just giving it a tidy up to breathe some new life into it, to sort of give it a few more years on the road. Realistically, down the track, it's probably going to have a cab swap. But as for now, it's getting a tidy up, and Jake's just going to put it on the market. So anyone that's in the market for an old beater, we'll keep you updated on this truck, and it will be up for sale soon. So it should look good. But anyway, as for now, I'm going to get stuck into these wheels. Wait, do I talk like a goober? It was pretty good. Alright, so as you can see, I went with a copper gold colour that we've made up on site. Jake had a set of wheels painted in a similar colour and I added a bit of gold to it to create that. And so far, pretty happy with the job. Got a few runs in the clear because it's super cold out. Should have known better, should have stopped at one coat, but anyway, that's going to be it for the wheels for now. Jump in the truck, head home, do some editing. So that will be it for this week's episode of The Iron Empire. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you reckon of the 2 trucks that we're working on, and I will see you all on an upcoming episode of The Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.